Good morning. My name is Anjali Mehta, and my proposed TED Talk will be about the power of dance to affect social change. I plan to begin with an introduction of a well-known story about the rape of Draupadi. Now, this is a story that is told across India to children all over the country, no matter what their social status is, and it's a story that everybody knows very, very well. The dance goes like this, at least a snippet of it. In a kingdom of India, there's a king, and he lives with his gorgeous wife, Draupadi. Now, the king had 5 brothers, and they had a very big problem. They were addicted to gambling. The story starts where the king and his brothers are gambling for the king's possession, but the king keeps losing. The brothers are laughing and just continue to up the bets. Well, how about bet for your house now? The king says, okay, picks up his dice, rolls it, he loses his house. Soon, possession after possession, the king continues to lose, his brothers gaining his crown, gaining his kingdom. And finally, his wife Draupadi walks by, and his brother says, this is the last thing that you own. I will gamble you for your wife. The king is dejected, but at this point, addicted to gambling, there's nothing else that he can do. Picks up the dice. He's lost. He loses Draupadi. Draupadi sees this and is in horror, in shock that her husband would even consider gambling her away to his brother. His brother laughs in his victory, grabs Draupadi by her sari, and begins to undress her. Draupadi, in her moment of sorrow, calls for the god Vishnu to help her get over this, help her get through this, not to bear this disgrace. Vishnu sees her and heeds her warning. He sends more rope to her as she is being undressed. The sari just continues to wrap around her body. The brother continues to pull, until finally he can pull no longer, and he falls in exhaustion. The rape of Draupadi is a story that everyone in India knows. It's a story about how a woman was objectified by her husband, was given away by her husband, and was raped. And the only thing that could save her was the god Vishnu. The rest of the TED Talk will be dedicated to discussing 2 things. The first segment will discuss the power that a story through dance can have on an audience, that a story told through movement, like this one about Draupadi, can play a huge role in shaping an audience's mindset by opening up a space for dialogue about sexual violence. The second segment will discuss the power that a story told through dance can have on the dancer herself, to reclaim her agency over her own body and to empower herself to catalyze a social shift in attitudes towards sexual violence. Sexual violence is inexcusable, and the fact that it continues to be shown again and again through the story of Draupadi's rape is also unacceptable. And so the talk will end with a retelling of the rape of Draupadi. The way in which dance can be used from now on, in which the king's brothers don't even think of betting for the ownership of Draupadi, and in which her agency over her own body is respected. The brothers instead gamble for one of the king's last physical possessions, one of his gold necklaces, not over a woman, because Draupadi is not the king's possession. She is her own person. Thank you.